This thing is actually so long. Like, hello, hello over there. Right, so let's get to business. So today I want to talk to you guys about a bit about my creative journey to where I've got to so far in my life. I kind of want to explain to people kind of the journey that it took and what I did before, give people an insight, so people that are trying to maybe get into the creative industry, they'll kind of like get an idea of, they get an idea of, okay, cool, so this is the kind of the journey she took. Because honestly, I feel like everyone's journey is completely different anyway. Like yeah. But at the same time, I feel like I want to just, give an insight into my own. So I'm going to try and be quick with this video. I want to like break it down and just get to the point, get to the juicy bit of meat, and just break it down. And then maybe I'll do another video to continue. If I feel like it's getting too long and I'm like, okay, cool, there's probably going to be a part two. Yeah, I want to explain things to you so people understand like, the whats and the whys and whatnot. Sorry, if I keep looking over in this direction, it's because I'm looking at the time. So to make sure that I don't go over the time that I want to go over. So yeah, basically, for those of you that don't know, probably most, I started off doing acting. So acting is kind of like my first love. My first love. Yeah, so acting is the first love, and I started acting from quite a young age. So what basically happened was that I think the first time I wanted to act was when I watched Matilda. I believe I was like 5 years old, and I was like, oh my gosh, she was like doing an explanation. I don't know, I probably was more than 5 years old, but whatever. She was basically doing this video where she was explaining like her being Matilda, and I was like, yeah, I want to be that. I want to do that. I want to do that. So when I was like about, I think like 10, 11, my parents enrolled me and my sisters into this drama school called Helen O'Grady's. Shout out to Helen O'Grady's. So that drama school was like the first proper institution where I could actually, outside of school where I was acting, and I was like, okay, cool, take this seriously, At that time I was young, I was like, yeah, I want to be a child, one of the young actors and stuff, like, the Lizzie McGuires of our time, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So that was like the plan in my mind. And so we were in this drama school and whatnot. And my parents were like, yeah, cool, sign them up. It's, my dad was like, yeah, it makes them more confident and and whatnot. And, it helps you to kind of, what's that word called? Enunciate. So it helps you to enunciate and, be able to speak loudly without shouting. You know what I'm saying? So that's the kind of stuff we learn. So Helen O'Grady's is great. I feel like it was good for definitely for beginners and people starting up, but also it's for young children. Actually, it starts off, I think, around the age of 6. So we did a lot of plays. So we did a lot of plays with them in like theatres and stuff like that. That was fun. And then obviously when I got to like around, I believe I think I was 16. I was like, okay, I feel like we're getting a bit too old for this now. Like, because it starts off really young, and I felt like one of the oldest there. So I was like, you know what? I think it's time to move on. So about 2 years or a year before I started uni, I was like, I'm starting uni, so, it's not going to work anyway. I'm going to be somewhere else, so I'm going to have to look for another one. So yeah, it was a sad time, but also it was like, yeah, this is new opportunities, time for that. So basically I started Coventry University, yes, Coventry. COV, what? So anyways, right, so I started Cov, and I studied law. Yeah, law. Yeah, law, LLB. Cool. So basically, obviously, if you have African parents like myself, Ghanaians, they don't play. I was never going to go to uni and study acting. Joke. But also, I don't really think I wanted to. I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do per se, and I was like, you know what, I have an interest in law. Parents were like, yeah, cool, go ahead. But acting, they would never have allowed me to do an acting degree in the university. And I know there's, the Lambdas and the RADAs, and, people actually go to acting universities and they train up, and, this training is really, really crucial as well. But I felt like I could probably still be an actor without having to go to one of those kind of universities anyway, because there's a lot of actors have. Just as long as I train, just as long as I train in another institution which has, an equal kind of standing, learn the techniques and whatnot. So whilst I was going to university in Coventry, I found Identity Drama School. Now, some of you may or may not know, but this is like the biggest drama school in the UK for black people. It was a big black drama school. Do you know what I'm saying? Like black people everywhere. I said I've never seen so many black people. I went to a drama school where we were the only black people in the classroom. And like one or two other people. Edward and Joel. Sorry, I just like baited you guys out, but yeah. So yeah, basically, there's another person called Chris. Yep, Chris. I remember him too. I remember the black people's names. Yeah, in Identity, that's not possible. Like they're everywhere. So basically, Femi really did his thing. Femi is the owner. So shout out to Femi. And so I was here for I think a few. I don't know if it was even up to a year actually, but I was actually traveling from Coventry to London on the weekend specifically to come to this drama school. So I was like, you know what, I want to be get in there, be focused, be, what I'm saying, like actually like take it serious, you know what I'm saying, like So I was like, yeah, okay, cool, nothing, not a problem. Come to London on the weekends, not a problem. I remember one day that the train sometimes I couldn't always get on the Virgin trains. Come on now, I was always London Midlands was the train I most of the time got on. Let's be serious. It's the cheaper train. So yeah, coming up as a uni student, it was a bit long, but that's what I wanted to do. So yeah, but I remember one time where I got there a little bit late. Now there's this rule in place that if you get there over 5 minutes late, I think they will not admit you into the classroom. Like you cannot go into the classroom. And I remember one time I came with all of my stuff because I believe I was like, I don't think I was moving out. I was even taking my stuff. I was even moving out of that particular housing, or I was coming back home for like the summer or whatever the hell it was. So I had loads of bags on me, and I got there. I was like literally like running. Like I had so much heavy. Like I felt like one of them, flipping. I was gonna say Winnie the Pooh, but that doesn't make no sense. I just felt like a really like heavy person, basically. Like one of those people just had like some character that just has like a whole, the whole house on their back, and they're just walking up this hill. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's how I felt. And I got there, and I was told I couldn't enter the classroom. And I was like, listen, you don't understand. I came from Coventry, okay? I came from Coventry. But they were like, you're not getting in. So I remember that was just so disheartening for me. And I remember my dad picking me up, and he was even like, oh, how did you carry all these things? It's so heavy. Your back, your mother has your back. So obviously from that day, I was like, right, okay, so it's a little bit problematic getting from Cov to London, isn't it? However, I was enjoying it. But then I also felt like maybe it's time to move on. Sometimes you get those things when you go to like whatever it is you go to, and you're like, maybe it's time to move on. I believe I was in a good class. I think I started off in intermediate / advanced, right? So I was in it, they have levels. So I was like, okay, cool. And obviously like around that time, I remember seeing like John Boyega around and Letitia Wright, like, because they went there as well. And I remember like seeing them around, but they weren't in my class. I don't know what class they were in, but yeah, so I was like, you know what? I feel like my progress isn't progressing as maybe fast as I want it to, or I just feel like, and also I'm traveling from so fast. I think I just kind of weighed up the factors and was like, let me just take a step back and try and find somewhere I can go to in Coventry, maybe, that never happened. So I kind of just, pulled back, focused on the law degree. And when I got to the year before my final year, I decided, you know what, let me go check out what the scene is offering. So that's when I decided to take my first ever trip in 2012 to Los Angeles. Bam, 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 bam. Boom, 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 boom. Bam, 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 bam. Boom, boom, boom. It's the infamous vibe. MLB. I don't even know why I'm singing, but that just felt like, no, I really was trying to sing. Na 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 da 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 da. Spin on gin and G. Okay, I really spot that way back with my mind and my money. Anyways, point being, that's when I took my first trip to LA, baby. LA, baby. All right, cool. So this is going to continue another time because I'm like, okay, time's up, people. So we're going to continue the journey story, okay? We're going to continue the journey story in another video, okay? Okay, just ignore what I'm doing. I don't even know what I'm doing, but yeah, cool. That's enough. Enough of that. Right, cool. So I'm going to continue by part 2 of this creative journey when I landed in LA 2012 for 4 months doing an internship in Mosaic and Atlas Entertainment. So we're going to come back to that. And so you can do your research before you get to this part 2 video. Atlas Entertainment is still owned by Charles Roven. So yes, if you search him, you'll see a lot of the Batmans, he's involved. A lot of the action movies, he's involved. Jimmy Miller ran Mosaic, still runs it today, I believe. And, he's in charge of the Jim Carrey type people. So all of the funny movies, all of them hilarious movies. Hugh Hefner's, I believe, one of his clients. You know, that's him, right? So we're going to come back to this. Subscribe if you have not subscribed. I believe it will be somewhere here or wherever. It might be up here. Who knows? Okay? So yeah, anyways, subscribe, follow me on my Insta page and whatnot. All it takes is one little click as well. So I nearly choked on my own breath. Okay, it's time for this video to end, right? Okay, bye.